there's that. Why is... Alright, I found you. Huh. Alright, I'm gonna figure this out real quick. If, go ahead and, so we're in the draft. Brax is sold out. If you'll run through that real quick while I figure out what the hell's going on.
Yep, sounds good. We got the team ReGen Phoenix in the blue. And it looks like team Party Time in the red. Team pick here. So we've got the map bans were Cursed Hollow, Tomb of the Squire Queen, Towers of Doom, Alterac Pass. And Malthael is the first ban from ReGen Phoenix. This has been consistent every time these teams have played. ReGen Phoenix first bans Malthael. They want to keep Akib off his Malthael where he is feeling very strong. SYLVANAS ban coming out from Party Time. They want to make sure that they keep Rabid Penguin off of SYLVANAS. So two scouted, well-picked bans here. Both teams have had a long history. This will be their fourth time playing competitively this year in 2020. And the Deathwing ban. Always a safe, solid choice here. And to finish out the first ban round, Party Time. Who are they thinking of banning? Will it be the Zool ban? It is a Zool ban. All right. So, let's see what ReGen Phoenix wants for their first pick.
Yeah, we are looking at the first pick of the match. I don't know what's going on with the cameras, so you have to be the face for both of us. I promise it wasn't a trick. Joanna, the beefiest tank in the game, coming out for Arrow on ReGen Phoenix. A solid first pick, no matter where you're playing.
Bring some good wave clear. Well, let's see what Party Time does to respond.
Oh, okay. I think I know how to do this.
All right. Chess clue on a favorite of his, ETC, and Bishop Mist picks up the Rexar to just command that top lane here. So this has been a common theme for both of these teams to often pick their tank and solo lane early in the draft. Some teams elect to...
Got it! Problem solved. Thanks, Murda.
Murda coming in clutch.
Alright, now I can look at the damn game.
Arya takes a Deckard heals, so she'll be on the Deckard, and Mudge on the Alarak, possibly in the solo lane here.
That's actually a really hard engage, too, because Deckard leading with the root to set up the Joanna, or if Joanna goes... Well, really, either ult from Joanna is a hard engage, but a Falling Sword drop-in on top of a Deckard root will set Alarak up beautifully with the E so that he can land his combos. That's a lot of disrupt for ETC if he goes Mosh Pit, which, of the ETCs I've seen this week, only one has gone Stage Dive. Sonya Ban coming out for Party Time as well. Probably the hardest counter into Rexar, the only person that can really keep up against Misha.
Good, that's a good point. That will see the Stage Dive on the Brax's holdout, but it would be there for quick rotations if they really needed that. We'll see if that's what they're thinking, though. And ReGen Phoenix going to ban the Anduin. Wants to keep Sealy Man off the Anduin. Alright, so.
Can you check your volume input? They're having a hard time hearing you. I bumped you up a little bit, but you're maxed out on Discord for me, and I don't want game sounds to overwhelm us.
Sounds good. I'll check that. Thank you, all you lovely chat people.
All right, so what I did make us miss in that process was the Ana pick and the Mephisto pick. Mephisto bringing Mephisto with the Ana Nano going to bring a lot of heavy spell power, consistent spell damage. And Vala and Kira coming out for Team ReGen Phoenix. Kira looks like she'll be up in the solo lane. Vala with that heavy auto attack damage and also potential wave clear into the Zerg wave. Raynor coming out as the last pick for team, what's the name? Party Time. That's right. Man, I'm here. I'm ready to go. All right. So we are getting ready to load in. Teams have their opportunities to trade around. Looking at this team comp, who do you like? What team do you think looks better prepared for this map? Stoic.
You know, I think Team Party Time with the Rexar. I'm a Rexar fan. I think that Rexar really provides a really scary solo lane presence. Where with Amisha to hold that point, I think it'll be on our blue team, ReGen Phoenix, to send somebody to respond. And you know, when you have to respond to Rexar, that leaves a 3 on the bottom, which gives that Raynor and Mephisto a chance to get some quick kills. So we'll see if that plays out that way. But I'm liking Party Time's draft here in game number 1.
I think that Rexar will have a big presence. I'm a big fan of Deckard Payne and Joanna, that combo together. Also, I feel like Kira will be able to stack pretty easily on Misha should Kira go with the Bloodletting build. But being able to stack on the bear doesn't mean getting damage out on anybody else. All right, we are in Brax's holdout. We got Team ReGen Phoenix. So go ahead and go down their team comp again for us.
With ReGen Phoenix in the blue, we have Arrow played by we have Johanna played by Arrow. We have Alarak played by Mudge, Deckard on Arya, Vala by Rabbit Penguin, and Kira played by Darabo.
And over here on Party Time, Bishop Mist on Rexar, Schumann on Raynor. A lot of stuff that I can't see. Sealy Man on Ana, Chessclue on ETC, and Iki on Mephisto. The timer has ended. It's party time. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta.
Definitely. Interesting. We've seen Deckard in the top to give Kira some solo lane help, to drop a few potions to make sure that she can survive against that Rexar.
That's good early planning. There is nothing going on down here in the bottom lane now. Oh, Ana sleeping the Joanna, but so far only just characters calling each other names. No real commitment yet. Mephisto does jump out, gets a poke on the Alarak and the Vala, and goes back. A big root comes out on the Raynor. That's going to set up Alarak to half health the Raynor. He's going to get bumped back though. ETC peeling. ETC gets out with most of his health. No big deal for red team. Mephisto still trying to get the harass out.
In the solo lane, we've got both the heroes pretty low. We'll see if anything comes from that.
Misha is putting the hurt on Kira. Wow.
She is. But Kira's got Bishop Mist down to about 30% health. So we'll see if she can capitalize or if she's going to get stunned, slowed, misses her leash.
Rexar with the auto attack. Misha, no, baby bear. Someone call PETA. That's animal abuse.
Kira escapes with her life.
All right, the objectives are about to spawn. These beacons will, when you have control of both of them, start building up a Zerg wave for your team. When one team fills up their beacon all the way, it will send a large Zerg wave down, and the whatever Zerg built up by the other team. So far, Party Time does get control of the bot lane. Joanna looking low, trying to go in. Root catches Iana, roll in by the Vala, but Vala's gonna get stunned by the ETC and taken out.
Meanwhile, Kira takes Rexar out in the top lane, establishing dominance.
Well, so much for our predictions.
Yep, you're right. Caster Kurt.
Looks like Party Time is getting some good harass on ReGen Phoenix. They're holding the bottom objective fairly well. Looks like Joanna is trying to sneak around and get control, but she comes back down for the minions. ETC gonna go back up and head off any approach. Joanna goes in with the engage, condemn on Mephisto and ETC. She goes down to about half health though, however. Root comes out from Deckard, only grabs the Mephisto, who does then get pulled by Alarak. Alarak on the wrong side of ETC. He's trying to walk out. Vala free attacking on ETC, however. She gets caught by the Raynor. She goes down. Kill count 2-1. Party Time. Joanna looking at half health, trying to get some potions from Deckard Payne. Deckard Kane, that's not a Payne skin.
Interesting to note that if we look at the camps, that camp has been taken by the blue team ReGen Phoenix here, but no camps in response from Party Time.
Normally I would expect a Rexar to try to get those camps once he has control of the lane, but he has to have control of the lane first, and if he's losing out, then that can be difficult. Joanna goes in on the point with the condemn, but Ana responding with the heal negation. They get some damage out on Alarak. He's looking like he's in trouble. Mephisto trying to finish him off. Misses the Q, however. Darts going out everywhere from Ana. Vala looking low. Joanna looking worse for the wear as well, but she does get a condemn on Raynor and ETC. Mephisto jumps in, picks off the Vala. ETC chasing Alarak. Alarak at less than 300 health, gets bumped. Alarak being chased by the Raynor. It's not going to be enough, however. Alarak gets down. He's going to go back. He's going to top off. And it looks like we still have a stalemate on the objective. What's this? While the bottom lane is clear of Team ReGen Phoenix, Raynor going to get that siege camp up in the top lane. Give his buddy Rexar a little bit of extra pressure. ReGen Phoenix is coming back to the lane, however. They're going to start to get a push. They're in a 4v3 right now, but they don't know where Raynor is. Alarak going to start trying to cap. Let's see how this engage happens. Raynor coming back down after catching the camp, though. ETC jumps in. Mephisto also jumps in. Joanna goes unstoppable so as not to be disrupted by the ETC. Condemns the ETC. ETC on the wrong side of three members, or three members on the wrong side of ETC. He slides through, stuns the Vala, bumps them all back. ETC taking heavy damage from the Alarak, gets rooted and pulled. Vala finishes off the ETC. And that's a kill for ReGen Phoenix. ReGen Phoenix now taking control of the bottom lane, at least for now, but they are looking a little low. They are going to have to heal. Oh, Alarak gets caught by the Mephisto and the Raynor. Raynor gets the finishing blow on the Alarak. That's a response. 3v3 again in the bottom lane. Raynor looking bad and going to have to go back to the Hall of Storms, though.
But Raynor's camp top lane has done some great work pushing the Kira back and allowing Rexar to take control of the lane here.
Well, that's good news for Party Time. If they're gonna want to party after this, they're gonna have to keep that pressure up and keep Kira occupied. When she's let go, she does get really out of control. ETC disrupting the Vala and the Joanna, and then getting pushed back, not wanting to take too much extra damage. Deckard putting lots of forward potions and objective potions out, not wanting his team to have to retreat but stay involved. Vala getting free damage out on the ETC. Ana trying to keep the ETC up. Raynor trying to provide suppressing fire. Attacking the Joanna. Looks like ReGen Phoenix does get control of the objective overall. They're almost done. ETC goes down to the Vala. Jimmy gets pulled by Alarak. Mephisto jumps in to provide extra damage, letting Jimmy get out. Did I say Jimmy twice? Mephisto jumps in to help Raynor out. And ReGen Phoenix does get the first objective.
Yep, looking, Rexar's going to have a little push, got Kira a little low, but in this bottom, this is a large blue wave, or a large Zerg wave for the red team to respond to.
It is.
Their wave clear.
Their wave clear is limited to Mephisto. Pretty much. Raynor can do some auto attacking, which he's doing on Alarak. Alarak pushing back, going to take damage from the tower. He goes almost all the way down. The tower goes down just in time to not kill Mudge on Alarak. And red team getting a pretty good defense out on this blue wave of Zerg. Looks like Kira has handled the top Zerg quite handily on her own. Yeah. And we're looking at 10s here really soon. Let's see how the ultimates or the heroics are going to choose affect these fights. ReGen Phoenix, now that the objective is over, going to get the siege camp to push in their favor, apply some pressure here for a little bit before this next objective gets started. With Party Time thinking the same about their bruiser camp.
Level 10 advantage in favor of Party Time here.
They will
have a couple moments.
They will be looking for an engage on it before ReGen Phoenix hits level 10. It looks like they're moving in for it now. Durance of Hate on the Mephisto is going to be looking for a big old root, but ReGen Phoenix does have their ultimates. So let's see how Durance of Hate, Nano Boost, Hyperion, Bestial Wrath, and whatever ETC picks stack together against the Blessed Shield, Counter-Strike, Stay a While and Listen, Reign of Vengeance, and Final Strike on ReGen Phoenix. ETC has picked an old heroic. It is Mosh Pit. Mephisto jumps in. He's got the lightning ring going. He misses with the Q. And Alarak getting bursted down a little bit to half health. Mephisto again trying to find some extra hero damage. It doesn't really work. His Q does go out. That's called something. I think it's Missile of Hate.
Skull Missile.
Skull Missile. That makes sense. It's a skull. It's a missile. It's a Skull Missile. And Alarak looking in trouble. He gets knocked by the ETC. He gets saved. A huge stay a while and listen from Deckard Cain. That catches all four in the bot lane, letting Alarak get out, but he walks back into the Hyperion, then steps back out before it can kill him. They do lose the health fountain, though. Both health fountains are gone in the bottom lane, which means you have a long walk to go if you're missing out on some HP. ETC going down to pick up the health globe. He did take Prog Rock. He needs 2 more regeneration globes before that comes online for area healing for his team.
Blue team was looking a little low for a minute there, but couldn't really, but the red team couldn't progress with Mephisto down. They weren't able to capitalize on those low health bars.
Yeah, they couldn't get a finish, and blue team, barely hanging on to their own, couldn't counter engage on them. Looks like red team is getting is holding top to prevent blue team from starting the objective advantage again, and they try to take back the bottom one and start building the meter first, but they get disrupted. Counter strike from Alarak as the Endurance of Hate goes out, catching the Vala. Big mosh from the ETC, but not before Joanna can unstoppable and condemn him, interrupting it. Mephisto down to half health. Prog Rockets finished as ETC slides in on 3. Heal block out. Mephisto at less than 200 health, but he's gonna get bounced back. Alarak goes down though, long enough for Mephisto to stay alive. Final strike comes out from the Kira. It's not gonna reach the Mephisto. It's nowhere near enough damage on the ETC. Vala trying to get what damage she can without getting caught. She is low on health. Deckard Cain, Kira at full health. All 4 living members down in the bot lane until now. Kira looks like she is going to start rotating back up, put some pressure back on the Rexar, who is free pushing at the moment. And now we're back to a 3v4 on the bottom beacon, getting pushed off by Party Time. ETC grazing in the pasture of the beacon, not letting anybody eat his food. Joanna comes in, goes unstoppable, gets the condemn off, but it doesn't really do a whole lot as Endurance of Hate comes out, roots to Joanna after her unstoppable finishes. Kira goes down while we're talking. Joanna dies to the Rainer. A huge heal block and root after the unstoppable and shield from Joanna expires.
Alarak goes top to fill for Kira, but Rexar finds another kill in the top lane.
Get wrecked, Sar.
Get Rexar. Red team takes this chance to steal the camp of ReGen Phoenix.
That siege camp will march down. It will start reducing the armor of this fort, making it a lot easier to kill. Red team does have an almost 100-0 advantage on the objective. There it is. Full Zerg wave marching down the bottom lane for Party Time into ReGen Phoenix's now keep gates. That fort does go down. Map advantage to Party Time, and I've been noticing that an early map advantage, early pressure advantage usually snowballs in this level of play.
Yeah, you are right. First objective went to ReGen Phoenix, but they were not able to capitalize.
No, they weren't. It is an early objective, and that makes it hard to get a lot of progress out of it. The second one at almost 12 minutes now is really strong. Hyperion comes out to provide support. Arrow at half health on Joanna, gets a condemn, takes a lot of damage from the Zerg and goes down being stunned by the ETC. That keep is about to fall to the Zerg. Kira goes in, revolving sweep, falls off and grapple hooks back to the wall to get out of the enemy team. Lots of big potions out from Deckard Cain, trying to provide support so his team can tank the Zerg and take them out instead of letting them push farther. Final strike out from the Kira just as an effort to get extra damage out. Is she going to be able to get away from the Zerg? She gets to a potion in time, taking a lot of Zerg damage. Kira living life on the edge. What is Party Time doing, Stoic?
Yeah, Party Time while that was going on went up and just took the top fort. So that's a fort and a keep during that objective for Party Time.
That is a huge objective. Looks like Party Time is regrouping with their 3-level lead, about to be 2, on the siege camp, going ahead, get pressure there, get more map control, establish a dominant red colored map right now, and doing the same thing in the bot lane with their bruiser camp. So at this point, they're down a keep. They have no buildings taken down from Party Time. Party Time looking to make the throw at the boss. How does ReGen Phoenix come back in this game?
They've got a chance right here.
The condemn goes out. Joanna stunned. Journeys of Hate on an unstoppable Joanna. Mosh pit, and then a sleep from Deckard. The boss looks like it's about to be capped. Boss does get capped for Party Time. ReGen Phoenix could not stay on the point. Joanna and Raynor both go down to each other. Talk about a lover's quarrel. Kira, revolving sweep in, kicks the Rexar back, has a lot of ticking damage out on the enemy team. Isn't going to be able to heal off of it enough though. She goes down to the Rexar. 1 for 2 in favor of Party Time on that fight, and they get the boss. Vala and Deckard doing the best they can to keep it off of the keep, trying to defend it as it's taking out the keep towers. It's already taken out the keep wall. Party Time slides in. The party ain't over for them. Never stop, never stopping. They take out the Deckard Kane, and it looks like they're going to be able to walk the boss in for some core damage.
It's a 5v2 up here because meanwhile Alarak was at the bottom responding to this large wave that is about to start targeting the core.
He does manage to combo out on the Mephisto. Joanna finishing off the Mephisto, but they still need to finish off this Archangel boss. Kira is trying to clear this bruiser camp. That wave is about to go down. The Archangel boss goes out. The beacons activate in less than 10 seconds. They're going, Team Party Time is going to have an advantage in being able to cap this objective, but they are a person down. They get caught at the siege camp by ReGen Phoenix. ReGen Phoenix caps the siege camp. ETC looking low, gets caught out. He's full of dots, but he's got a healer by his side. Looked like he was going to go down, and he did. My sight does not deceive me. Anna about to pay the price for sticking around with the cow. Gets condemned by Joanna. Condemned to the Hall of Storms, but Joanna pays the price for that as well. Raynor finishing her off. Misha looking bad. Misha back to the forest. Rexar going to get away after the stasis. He's going to go back and he's going to find his forest friend.
Looking at an absolute bloodbath in the bottom lane, but luckily that red team had capped the point up top, so the objective has not actually progressed for blue during that entire time.
And luckily for them, they also stopped the cap as well. It can go both ways there. They did have to stop the bleeding. Red team, Team Party Time, did have almost half of their beacon progress completed to get that Zerg wave. And the quicker that ReGen Phoenix can get this objective filled up, the faster they can get some defense or some push in the bot lane, and they can worry about defending their top lane. Because as long as they're out in the middle of the map, that's going to push in on their core, and those catapults do heavy damage. It's about 3% a shot.
Yep.
Alarak getting caught by Misha with the stun. A huge condemn from Joanna. A root from Deckard Kane. The sleep. The feigned death from Rexar to control Misha. Lots of damage going out. The final strike, too. All ultimates have been used, and finally Rexar goes down to Kira. Mephisto looking in bad shape. Kira jumps on. Mephisto gets out before the stun. Joanna finishing out the Mephisto. Kira triple kill on Rexar, ETC, and Raynor. That's a 4 for nothing in favor of ReGen Phoenix. We were talking about how they come back. They didn't quite make it back on the boss, but they did come back here in full strength. They're about to get a full beacon. If they can clear out this wave and get rid of the catapult in the next, they might be able to push this Zerg wave in for the victory. As you see, this Zerg wave is huge. It's got I don't know the name of all the Zergs, but it's got Ultralisk, it's got crabby looking things, it's got Banelings, it's got Hydralisks and Zerglings, and it's marching in with Deckard, Kane, and Joanna leading the charge from the middle of the pack, if you can call that leading the charge. But look at that fort fall like paper this late in the game.
Yeah, Guardians is the crabby things.
Guardians.
Yep.
Fantastic. I will have to try to remember that. All right, a big push in on the keeps protecting structures. Party Time has respawned. They come in. Damage going out on Misha. Misha looks like she's not going to make it out, but she does. big condemn on ETC and the damage dealers from the Joanna. ETC slides in, catches the Alarak and the Vala. He's going to get slugged, though, by the Deckard Cain. Those stories are the best bedtime stories I've ever heard. And both teams look like they're trying to disengage. Joanna getting out with about half health, but the poke stays on. Mephisto rooted by the tip of the Deckard scroll. Both teams get out, no exchange of blood. And that was a 4v5 for ReGen Phoenix because Kira was defending.
Yeah, that's true.
And
ReGen Phoenix took 52% of their core during that objective.
It's a good thing Kira was defending. They probably would have won to Winions at that point had Kira been with the team.
I think you're definitely right.
Do we see a boss throw coming in again? Boss throw 2.0?
It's possible.
Oh, nope. Oh, Party Time decides that they're going to go back down to the bot lane, try to get pressure in both lanes again, but ReGen Phoenix looking like they're moving in on the boss. Never mind. What are they doing? They're spying expecting Party Time to do the same thing with the murder bush. If they come out in time, ETC sees, he's able to run away. Alarak trying to engage. He pulls ETC, misses the Discord strike. Mosh from ETC, Joanna going unstoppable, interrupting it. Big root from Deckard Cain, catches the Rainer. He's at half health though. Vala looking bad. Joanna again catching the damage deals with the condemn, and Kira finishing off Rexars. Alarak goes down to the ETC. Big revolving strike, revolving sweep from Kira onto the Ana. Ana looking low, but Kira's gonna have to run away because Ana's team did peel. Went to rescue the Ana. Kira trying to finish off the Ana before she goes down, but it's not going to be enough as ReGen Phoenix, licking their wounds, has to return back to base and try to fend off this wave.
I think that's it.
And they lose to catapults at the core.
Yep. ReGen Phoenix was looking for a fight, but it just took too long to find that value, even in a positive trade. And those Winions finished it off.
They underestimated the push. They underestimated the catapults. They got distracted in the fight, and it just was too much. It was too much to pay attention to try to get the advantage going in with the Zerglings instead of when the Zerglings went down. If they had gone back to defend, that probably would have served much better for them and given them a chance to fight again. However, Kira dominating the charts with damage. About another third of Mephisto's damage on top, and keeping up with Rexar in experience. That is a Kira that played her heart out.
Definitely, and I have to wonder, what if Kira at that when the core lost 50%? What if Kira was with the team and the Zerg wave and someone else was left defending? I wonder if Kira's damage would have been enough to push that second blue objective to the core.
Do you think Vala would have had enough to clear? Because at that point, while Joanna's clear is good, she's the tank. She needed to be there with the team.
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I don't know, but I do want to know because Kira was the standout hero damage for ReGen Phoenix. I wish I could have seen her not defending the core. Maybe have Vala on the wave clear and Kira looking for those kills because she was able to perform here. Vala felt a little bit zoned, and Kira, meanwhile, she was bringing the pain.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll never know.
It makes me wonder if that's going to be something that Party Time also takes note of and bans coming up in this next map. We'll find out what that map is as well soon. We're waiting to hear from ReGen Phoenix who's going to take first pick and who's going to take the map pick.
Yeah, I think it was definitely I think that Kira is worth a ban. She was she was bullying Rexar for a while, and she was finding that damage. That damage over time was really made a huge difference in those team fights.
Yeah, it was big. In the times that she came down are really when ReGen Phoenix started pushing forward. They were struggling with the 4-man, but I think the 5v5 was pretty even, except for the experience difference.
Yeah, that is a good point. That is a good point. There's quite a few times here that the red team Party Time had an experienced lead.
So ReGen Phoenix did pick Brax's Holdout, which is a less popular map, and they won on it, showing that they were clearly prepared for it. Do you think that's gonna have ReGen Phoenix? Did I say ReGen Phoenix? So Party Time picked it. Do you think that's gonna have make ReGen Phoenix think twice about about letting Party Time pick the map again, maybe another unpopular map that they're good at, or do you think ReGen Phoenix is still going to take the first pick advantage?
Yeah, I'm not sure here. That is a really good question that I was just thinking of myself. I think that ReGen Phoenix is going to want. I think they're going to want the first pick again. That's my guess. I don't know. I think that they haven't played with Party Time on Brax's holdout in the last little while, and I think that there's a reason they've continued to ban it. That ReGen Phoenix has banned Brax's holdout most of the times they've played. So I think that what they'll do is they'll say, you know what, that was we can chalk that one up. Let's come back at it again with the same strategy, with a different strategy, excuse me, but we still want first pick. That's what my thinking is. We'll see though. I could be wrong.
Yeah. I'm being corrected in chat. I must have misspoke. Braxis is not a popular map during NGS so far that I've seen. Oh.
I think that is correct.
Oh, and note the Kappa emote. I don't know. I'm getting trolled by chat. I don't know. But yeah, I've seen Braxis banned the most. But it seemed like it was played really well in by Party Time. I'm still waiting to find out about the next game.
Something I can talk about then while we're waiting. I think something that ReGen Phoenix has frequently done is these are both two really strong macro teams, and we saw that in the very beginning that ReGen Phoenix took that siege camp quite quickly, and it wasn't until later in the game that Party Time started to do the same, taking the camps. I mean, by that point they were taking all of the camps. But I think that we'll see that ReGen Phoenix is. I hope that in the next map they go, that they return to their roots of oftentimes getting camps on cadence. Something I really liked from them is strategic camp timings. And then being religious about that, just continuing to get camps to put pressure in the lane. And I really hope that they can find the runway to do that in their next game against Party Time. I think that'll be important as they look for a win in game 2.
Camp timing is one of the most important things in strategy in the macro play. And real quick, we do have the map. We are going to Volskaya Foundry. I guess I'll figure out who has first pick in a second. But I'll tell you who picked the map momentarily. And, all right, so ReGen Phoenix picked not ReGen Phoenix. ReGen Phoenix has first pick, and that means Party Time has picked this map as well, Volskaya Foundry. This is another very interesting map. It's a 3-lane map with point control in each lane for an objective that rotates through the map, giving a vehicle that which vehicle maps are curious now with the tower changes. There's been some interesting interactions with targeting. Some people have been saying that the buildings still auto target the vehicles, but I'm pretty sure that the vehicles follow the same rules as heroes for once they started dealing damage. Do you have any more that you can extrapolate on that?
About vehicles being targeted by towers?
Right. With the changes.
I actually don't. It's an embarrassing moment. I don't know. I am.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
You're fine. I remember watching. I think if Murda's still in here, I think I was watching him earlier, and he was talking about how the dragon still gets the targeting from the tower, but does not lose armor. And I think that goes the same with the protector on this map.
I would expect the protector and the dragon to behave the same. Well, the interactions to behave the same.
And so I think what happens is it does get the targeting, but does not lose the armor. So actually becoming an even stronger having stronger sieging potential on this map with the big old boy pushing down the lane.
Yeah, that makes sense. However, the towers or the defense of buildings is easier now with the changes in general, which has been making it harder to finish a game as long as heroes are present at the core. As we saw last game, heroes weren't present, game finished out. So you still have to be aware of stuff pushing in. The cores are not invincible now, but it is a lot easier to defend. We got most of the group ready to go, and we're looking to come in. So the Kira you expect to see as a ban. The ETC was really aggressive and really involved, and the moshes were actually executed as pretty well as well. Do you think that ETC play is worth the ban, or do you expect any other respect bans to come out this game?
Good question. I think that Arrow did a great job. He was always sliding in, looking for that mosh. Often would get the mosh off, but
Arrow
usually
was
got
on
interrupted.
Joanna.
Oh shoot, you're totally right. I
It
was thinking
was.
about a previous map. That would be Chess Clue.
Yes.
Then, yeah, thank you for correcting me there. So I think he was looking for the moshes. Couldn't quite connect there on those. I'm not sure if the ETC is going to be worth a ban here. I think that I know the Reign of Vengeance as well as the Stay a While and Listen were usually timed well.
Along with
ETC.
the invulnerability and the condemn off of Arrow's Joanna.
That's true. Johanna did interrupt. I saw a lot of times where she just had that condemn ready to go to interrupt that little party going on.
This thing is so slow once you try to start the game. There it is.
Here we are on Volskaya Foundry. Game 2.
Game 2. I updated the maps but did not update the score. Thank you. Thank you, Mazer Rackham from Ender's Game. I imagine that's what the name is in reference to, but if not, I apologize. Chat with the big support coming in on keeping the score updated. Malthiel as the first ban from Team ReGen Phoenix. Next ban.
Yep, that's been a constant for them, and I think if we go to Game 3, I think it'll be there as well.
So I would like to see a Game 3. I've yet to see one as a caster. SYLVANAS, another popular ban throughout this week, as Party Time comes in to stop the push that she can bring. Again, with those tower changes, it's very useful to be able to shut them down. DEATHWING coming in as a ban from ReGen Phoenix. Also noting with how nice it is to shut down towers, Arthas hasn't been as prevalent as I would expect. Zul, another very popular hero, he's really strong right now as well in general. He goes away. ETC picked by Arrow for ReGen Phoenix. So it's a snipe pick. Instead of the Joanna, they're taking the ETC, and in an area control map, ETC brings a lot to the table.
Yes, I think you're right.
It's just a tank swap now. Okay.
In the games I've watched, I think Arrow is extremely impactful on ETC, so I'm excited to see what he can make happen here.
And we see Schumann on Raynor again. He and Jimmy must go way back. They're looking like they're good friends. He played Raynor pretty well. I believe he was third in lobby on damage last game, but his presence was there, absolutely. The suppression from Hyperion, as well as him being able to finish off kills.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think he also had good poke. The whole time he was getting free shots wherever he could. He was looking for damage, and he was making a difference there.
Greymane and the Anduin coming in. Anduin has a huge trait when it comes to these types of maps, especially into the CC that Joanna has. Anduin with the rescue, especially with the Greymane pick, he is a huge dive assassin. So if Greymane finds himself in trouble, Anduin can just yoink and rescue the leader of the Worgans.
Yep.
Li Ming being banned. Again, huge burst damage. Li Ming is probably my favorite hero to play into vehicle maps, because with the level 4 orb talent, Triumvirate, she can get resets on her W without having to get kills, as long as she hits a hero from over half range, which means she can just wear down those vehicles. And there is a respect ban of MEPHISTO coming from ReGen Phoenix.
Well deserved. MEPHISTO got a lot of that damage on the team. He's just jumping in and keeping them squishy.
Yeah, he put a lot of damage out. Those Durances, the ultimate, the heroics, landing pretty well. Even though Joanna was able to get out of them sometimes, that forced use of her trait. Kael'thas and Ural, the Space Goat, coast to coast, coming in for her Party Time. And Katie, the Fire Mage as well. Big area damage from Kael'thas and area denial from Ural. They are playing around the objective wholeheartedly with this draft.
Very interesting.
How do you think ReGen Phoenix is going to respond as we run out of time for the picks to speculate? We get Varian and Lunara. We already have an ETC. Varian has a lot of presence no matter what build he goes. There's a Greymane and Lunara for execute and steady damage. What do you expect to see out of the Varian?
I think this is a taunt variant. I
You
think they're going to lock somebody down. I think they're going to try and blow him up.
Stukov comes out to heal for party time. I'm going to disagree with you here, though. I'm going to say this is a Screamin' variant. I think we're going to see Colossal Smash. Oh, they do trade around Arrow on the variant now. Mudge on ETC. So,
Yeah, I think it's
knowing
an
that,
off-lane variant.
knowing
Or an
that,
off-lane ETC.
knowing that,
Sorry.
oh, offlane ETC, main tank
Yeah.
variant? So knowing that
think-
Arrow usually tanks, I can see the taunt variant, but given the team comp and the Grey main specifically, I would not be surprised to see Colossal Smash with Grey main follow-up.
Interesting. So we'll see. Mudge is usually their solo lane player, or solo lane player. So if Mudge is main tanking, we'll see what his chops are like.
If he's offlaning, do you expect to see a stage dive?
I think this would have to be a stage dive. Yeah, it would. That would allow him to quickly enter fights, also create that off lane pressure. Thinking specifically about that second objective, if ETC is on the bottom lane, he could stage dive in while also, continuing to push that bottom lane down. But we'll see how it goes.
All right, we are in Volskaya Foundry. And on Team ReGen Phoenix, we have Arrow on Varian, Green Army Varian. That Skinergy is fantastic with the Green Army horse. Darabo on Lunara, Rabid Penguin on, that's Greymane. Arya on Anduin, and ETC being played by Mudge in the bottom lane. What are we looking at party time?
For Team Party Time, we have Yrel played by Akib, Kael'thas played by Bishop Mist, Raynor playing Schumann, Schumann playing Raynor, excuse me, Seeleman playing Stukov, and Chess Clue on the Johanna this game.
And you are right, ETC is going down to the bot lane to start out, trying to get that early soak, playing as the offlaner, and we get Lion's Maw out of Varian. That eliminates Twin Blades in my book. I would expect Overpower out of a ton, but Lion's Maw bringing a lot of sustain on its own.
That is definitely an interesting level 1 choice.
Bombs go out from Kael'thas, and then the 4-man for Party Time rotates up. ReGen Phoenix also clearing the lane and then rotating up. We are going to have a 4-1 rotation throughout this game. This is a 3-lane map as opposed to a 2-lane map, so we will see these group rotations for XP and globes as we go. ETC taking guitar solo as well, which I imagine increases his sustain in the solo lane, but I don't play a whole lot of solo ETC.
And well, neither do I. I think that he will have some struggle dealing with Yrel, who is an absolute lane monster.
We see Stukov and Raynor getting a turret early on, getting this turret now. Depending on what they do with it, if they hold the turret till the second objective, which has been popular recently, then they can have 2 turrets going into the second objective because the first objective is weak. Greymane and Anduin doing the same with their turret. Continuing on with these level 1 talents as they do set the pace for the game, we have Renew from Anduin with the basic attacks adding extra heals. Viciousness to increase the duration of Inner Beast from Greymane. Sentinel Wisp for the expanded vision. These are fairly open fighting areas, so taking the vision on poison less important, and being able to see rotation seems to be a little bit stronger right now. Joanna moving in, trying to pick a fight, not able to get much. Yrel also jumping in. There's a 5-man in the mid lane. Yrel does start running back down though. Looking at Party Time's for level 1 talents, Dauntless from Yrel, Mana Addict from Kael'thas, Exterminator from Raynor, Fetid Touch from Stukov, and Hold Your Ground from Joanna. That Executioner talent from Raynor is very confusing to me, as the Triglav Protector is considered a hero.
I think this is what we're seeing here. Raynor right now on that top camp. I think this is to keep up the camp pressure, to allow them to hold the strong rotations and send Raynor to get these camps.
That makes sense. That'll be good, keeping him as their pressure guy. Even though Kael'thas has good area damage and clear, he is a little bit slower on getting the camps. Varian looking for an opportunity to get some harass out. He gets a Q off on the Joanna. That'll count for his quest, and that's about it. Greymane throwing a cocktail at Raynor. Raynor staying mounted. Then he goes to clear the wave. Looks like both Raynor and Greymane are going to try to clear the waves and set the pace for their siege camps to push during this objective. Varian goes in, taunts the Raynor. That answers that question. Raynor, first blood to Team ReGen Phoenix. Taunt Varian, you called it. But that gives Party Time ample opportunity to stake claim on this objective. They're already at 40% as they're getting off the point. ETC coming up to harass and try to get point control back, but as long as anybody is on the point for Party Time, they maintain control, but they're all gone. ReGen Phoenix does take control of the point. They'll start ticking up. Once it gets to 99%, it will try to go to 100. If there's an opponent on the point, it will go into overtime, where they have a few seconds to contest. If the enemy team does get off for longer than a few seconds and that timer ticks down, the protector will spawn. Varian taunting the Ural, picking her off from her side of the map. She's going to jump over the wall to safety, looking for some heals from Stukov.
Well, levels are the same. ReGen Phoenix has a huge item advantage. We'll see if it comes into play in this fight.
And ETC with the bump. Ural trying to jump out with not very much health left. She does make it out. Shield Glare coming out from the Joanna, providing some blinds on Varian, ETC, and Anduin, but they're not the attacks that she should be worried about. ReGen Phoenix does manage to secure the objector, pushing Party Time off of the point long enough, and that's going to be an objective stolen after a huge advantage on it from Party Time. ReGen Phoenix making the forethought play. They're going out up to the top lane to try to get map pressure for the next objective. If they can get this health fountain, which it looks like Lunara is working on shooting down first, they'll have the advantage in the next objective. But the tower is shooting it. The health fountain does go down. That gives them a lead going into the second objective, because Party Time will not have that quick heal available to them during the point control time.
Yeah, I think ReGen Phoenix
go ahead.
had a plan, and I think ReGen Phoenix had a plan, and they executed really well. They let that counter tick up, but those 54% never mattered because the Triglav did go to ReGen Phoenix.
It did. Usually when you give the advantage to the other team early, you can push them off, but that gives them time to come back and push you back off, and then they're almost done. But they were able to get the point and hold it, and never gave Party Time the opportunity to take it back. Lunara rotating up to the Joanna and the Kael'thas, Joanna, Kael'thas, and Stukov, saying, we want none of that, we're going away, you can have this forest. Looks like Anduin trying to provide support to Lunara if she needs it. He comes back down to meet Greymane and his father. Got five Party Time in the mid lane. As I say that, they split up. 4-man going back up. Euro coming down to dance with ETC. Lunara saying, I don't want to see you four guys. As Greymane and Varian come up to meet her. Looks like they try to get an engage. We had a cursed bullet go out on Joanna, but there's a disengage. Not much going to happen there. Just padding the charts for Greymane. So we are level 10. We have shield wall with taunt from Varian. We do get the stage dive from ETC. Light bomb to help with the engage from Anduin. Cursed bullet, again, hard engage from Greymane. And leaping strikes from Lunara. So it looks like Greymane will curse bullet and dive in, and then leaping strikes from Lunara will be the execute. What do we have on Party Time?
We have got Ardent Defender for the regeneration. We've got Phoenix for the Kael'thas, Hyperion from Raynor Flailing Swipe, and Blessed Shield.
The Phoenix does go out. Lunara leaping strikes over the Raynor to get to the other side, then jumps back into the Hyperion. The Phoenix does finish off Lunara. Joanna looking in bad shape. She goes down as well. Ural jumping in, trying to have something to say. She does. She says beef is for dinner tonight. Ural and Kael'thas chasing the Varian. Varian not going to be able to get that protect up in time. That's going to be another kill. 3 for 1 in favor of Party Time. Party Time saying they're ready to play.
Yeah, I think that was good good shot calling here by the red team to notice that with a main tank Varian, that it's gonna be hard for him to peel and keep his team alive.
That is one of the big things that having ETC in the off lane does bring, is that unless ETC has stage dive up, he's gonna have a hard time providing extra CC. He can slide and boot, but then that's about it. I expect he went mic check with Pinball Wizard though. And I'll find it in a minute. Speed Metal and Hammer. No Pinball Wizard, but I do expect mic check at level 13 for the cooldown reduction and more boops. But that stage dive is almost as much CC as most mosh pits end up being. Ural walking into a 4-man trap, able to get her Ardent Defender off in time. She's going to jump away. Lunara with the jump on top, slowing her down. Ural with almost no health, going to get out. Huge escape by Ural from that 4-man. The rest of Party Time does come to counter that trap. It forces ReGen Phoenix to disengage. Huge save on the part of Party Time.
Yeah, impressive timing on the Urel's ult there. I thought she was for sure going to chain CC to death. That was impressive.
So what I was saying about stage dive is that it is a 3-second slow for 50% in a huge area, much larger area than Mosh Pit is, which means that while it's not the hard CC for 4 seconds, you're going to hit more people with your entrance and then be able to slide in. And it's hard, and it has to be interrupted on the jumping side, not on the landing side. So you can't interrupt it like you can Mosh Pit, which is why overall it's about the same amount of CC provided. A big charge in on the Joanna, gravity lapse on the variant, gonna disrupt him. Joanna getting low, cursed bullet, and then dived in by Greymane. It's gonna be enough as ETC jumps in, finishes off the Joanna. Phoenix and Hyperion out, putting extra damage on the Lunara. Lunara trying to stay alive. She's at about half health. Ural trying to clear the siege camp as this objective is up. Again, we see Party Time with a 51% advantage going at the start of the objective, being forced off, and ReGen Phoenix taking control.
Wow, incredible. To note here that we got Lunara on the top hero damage, 5,000 over Party Time's top of Kale Foss with 20,000.
Poisons are hard to deal with, and what I was just taking a look at as well is Lunara did take Nature's Culling, which means she's going to be able to get a lot of damage out on the minions, the camps, and the structures as well, being able to put additional poison damage on. Well, the poison damage ticks for more, and that's going to be helpful in maintaining map pressure. Team Party Time does jump back in, trying to get control of the objective as ReGen Phoenix is nearing the end of it. ETC getting caught by a gravity lapse on top of a flame strike, but he distracts long enough as he goes down. The Triglav Protector is secured for ReGen Phoenix. Lunara jumping in and back out, trying to get away. It's not going to be enough. Joanna with the double kill on ETC and Lunara. This Protector no longer has any support, as Anduin running away, not going to have much to say to this 5-man on the Protector. At this point, this Protector ended up just being a denial of service to Party Time. Looks like Party Time is going to push into the objective again. A big win when you're the one making progress on the map, when you're not active on the objective.
Yeah, structures are still equal, all things, so this will be objective 3 will be a big one if we don't find structure damage between, but both teams with still their forts and their keeps.
I'm looking at objective 3 to be a swing of either 3 forts or a fort and a keep, and objective 4 to be the win. That's my prediction right now. That's usually normally more buildings would be down by now, so this is a little insane.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a really even match. Party Time with a little bit of the experience lead, but both teams looking healthy, and things are gonna reset here in just a moment with the Triglav about to go down.
It is, and they're walking in as they're about to lose the Triglav. That's a little bold. It does have a little knockback when it goes down, but still, it's a 3-4 right now. Raynor the only one missing from Party Time. Both teams are level 16. This is where most heroes get their damage spike, but since it's happening on both teams at about the same time, I don't expect to see a huge advantage out of it from either side. Which team do you think has the level 16 advantage, though?
That's a good question. I think that we're going to see the Greymane really come online with that extra damage that he's chosen Alpha Killer. He's looking to get in there in Worgen form and deal some damage.
Alpha, that is an unusual talent for Greymane. It has its opportunity to be big, but a lot of times I would normally expect to see, what is it? Movement speed's at 13. I think it's more attack speed at 16.
There is more attack speed. There's also the damage to slowed heroes or stunned
Oh,
heroes.
the execute?
Yeah, that's what I like to take when I'm on Greymane.
So if he's going Alpha Killer, then I expect that he is not going to go the classic Hunter's Blunderbuss at 20. Instead, probably looking to make his Cursed Bullet almost a regular cooldown.
Yeah, I think we're definitely looking to do some deviation here. That this Greymane he's hunting for blood. He's hungry. we'll see if he can find it.
Both teams rotating back and forth to the top in the mid lane, trying to get that clear. ETC still staying in his pasture of the bottom lane against the GOAT. GOAT, get off my field. He slides in, tries to get some extra damage. This is the only thing really going on at the moment, as, again, in the mid lane, we just have a bunch of name calling and flexing and nothing really else going on.
Yeah. I'm impressed at Mudge's ability here to not lose to Yrel. Great solo lane work by him. ETC showing off his stuff here.
Big engage here. Hyperion goes out. Phoenix also stage dive from the ETC into the back line as Raynor and Varian run out with very low health. By Raynor, I mean Greymane. Greymane at less than 200 at one point. A great disengage on the part of ReGen Phoenix with the save from ETC, stopping Party Time from capitalizing on all that damage that went out. We have 2 ults available from both teams. Variance doesn't really count because it's like an 8-second cooldown or something absurd. Variant taunting the Kael'thas, who's caught out of position. Flailing swipe from Stukov, enough to push everybody off. Lunara jumping over, trying to get the Kael'thas. She gets in trouble. She jumps back. Joanna hard engaged with the condemn on the tanks, but only the tank slides. ETC slides through. He gets gravity labs. Living bomb goes out on the tanks. It's going to start spreading. And it gets dissipated. Both teams disengage. Looks like ReGen Phoenix needs a little bit of topping off from Anduin, as the pathogen from Stukov does the job for Party Time. A whole lot of excitement and a whole lot of disappointment. No one goes down, but Varian says, wait, there's more. Dives in on the Kael'thas. A retreat Phoenix from Kael'thas, backing their way out. Varian not wanting to go in. Ural jumping out. Give it the team. ReGen Phoenix able to steal the fortification camp as the objective spawns. Raynor nowhere to be found, but he's pushing with that top lane. I guess we did find him. And the objective's up in the bot lane, and ReGen Phoenix says, nah.
They've done this before. Let them get a little bit, get the lanes where they want them, and then come crash, and we'll see if it works here in objective 3. They're clearing off that siege camp that Raynor was taking during that last fight.
They are staying together as 5. They don't want to be alone. It looks like they're going to go for some push, but this is a rough objective to give up this late in the game. They are down level 20s, however. They may be trying to get their level 20s before going in on ReGen Phoenix. So right now it's a lot of pushing. We have Flamethrower from Kael'thas extending those flame strikes and potentially also reducing the cooldown. Improved Hyperion reducing the cooldown during Give 'em some pepper, or from Give 'em some pepper. Controlled Chaos for the ultimate improvement on Stukov, and a Blessed Shield improvement on Joanna.
During all of that, blue team was looking to make some damage on red team's core, or red team's keep, excuse me, got keep halfway down before the red team responded.
ETC did get caught in that too.
Yeah, it was a risky call, almost paid off for him.
And they do end up giving up this objective, so while the keep almost went down, it looks like they may be trying to make some sort of similar play still as this objective goes through. I think they've given up trying to defend this fort this late in the game. It's going to fall down like paper.
Keeps of the game, and they're looking for it.
Greymane did go Hunter's Blunderbuss instead of, I believe it's called Gilnean Roulette, or it's at least colloquially called Gilnean Roulette,
I think you nailed it.
At that level 20 to keep that cursed bullet going. But it's not gonna, but that's not what Greymane did. He went for the splash damage in human form, even though he went with Alpha Killer. That is intriguing.
Yeah, maybe he wants to make sure that both forms are going to be impactful.
Yeah, we'll probably so. This keep looks like it's getting low thanks to the Triglav Protector with Ural and Kael'thas. But the rest of the team does go to respond to the push from ReGen Phoenix in the top lane. Lunara and ETC trying to take out the Protector. They've lost their keep. The Protector pushing in on the core at level 21. This has a potential to do a lot of damage, but it's getting collapsed on. And they either need to win here or leave if Kael'thas and Ural don't want to die. But they stay. They get caught out. Light Bomb goes out. Light Bomb, Greymane finishing the kill on Kael'thas. Is it going to be enough? No, the core goes down. Oh. Bold decision. It doesn't quite work out for him, though. Game and match go to Party Time.
What an ending. That was not how I expected things to go.
No, that was insane. All right, I'll see you in a I'll see you in a lobby in the NGS Discord, and we'll get one of our captains.
Sounds good. What an ending! That is good. Good on the red team for knowing that they could finish there with just the two of them. That was quite impressive.
Yeah, that was, it was bold. I didn't think it was going to work out, but I thought they were going. I thought for sure they were going to go down in that process. Something else that I think is really notable about this game is the kill count is really low, even with the variant taunt. In addition to the extra CC coming from ETC and Anduin, they weren't able to get a whole lot of picks on anyone on Team Party Time. Party Time able to get the disengages when they needed to and stick up for their buddies getting yelled at by Varian, and then following up afterwards and getting the engages that they wanted, but again, also not getting a whole lot of kills. I think it's also notable that Varian was the top damage on his team. Greymane and Lunaris seemed to get shut down pretty hard. Lunara close to Varian's damage, but again, you would expect that to be much higher. Although Lunara had most of the siege damage, she may have been kind of occupied. And Varian had the most damage in the game except for Kael'Thas. How does that even happen?
I have a little trouble hearing you talk. You sound quite alien to me.
Uh-oh. You sound a little robotic now.
So maybe you infected me. Oh, you're sounding
Maybe.
better
Oh,
now,
there
though.
it is. All right. We have Ekib, captain of Team Party Time now. Ekib, you swept ReGen Phoenix. How's the team feeling?
We're feeling pretty good right now.
Y'all picked both maps, right?
Yes.
We when we saw how dominant y'all were on Brax's Holdout, which is not a very popular map right now, most teams seem to be trying to ban it. Y'all picked it, and y'all dominated it. So we were wondering if ReGen Phoenix would not let y'all pick a map this time because y'all seem to be practicing the less popular maps. Is that what's happening? Is that because Volskaya and Braxis are less popular? Do y'all practice them more?
No, that was actually our first time ever playing on Braxis. We were gonna cheese them on that map, but then draft happened, and then heroes got picked, and kind of diverted our course and just played a standard game.
So what made you like want to go to Braxis then? It's just,
well, we were gonna use this strategy that I'm not comfortable with revealing to
hey,
everyone.
well then that's fine. Don't worry about it. You keep your team secret. Secret recipes are secret for a reason. So then you come to Volskaya. Volskaya, another one that I don't see a whole lot, and y'all seemed really comfortable on it. Y'all had a huge advantage on the first two objectives, and then got pushed off and bullied away. The first one, but neither objective was able to really do a whole lot. Was there any kind of discouragement when you lost the objective or got pushed out and weren't able to push back, or how are y'all feeling?
Well, when Schumann died in the top lane in the beginning of the game and gave them the turret, and that kind of snowballed it into them getting the support camp and them getting the first objective, and we were feeling kind of down on that, but we just kind of say I think we have more CC, we're better late game, and if we can just get our CC chains going, we can win.
Do you think that the pick on ETC at the top is what solidified the game for you? Or at what point did you realize that the game was yours?
Yeah, that fight at the very top was very important because I believe they got the protector at the top there, and without their ETC, they couldn't really do anything with it, and the objective got no value at all. And that also let us push top, and Urel push bot, and also get the wall there. So I think that was a very turning point in the game.
Okay. Well, that's good. Stoic, do you have anything to add so far?
Yeah, I want to know at the very that was a crazy ending of the game. I want to know who made the call to say we're gonna just send Urel and Kael'thas and they're gonna go take their core. Like, was that the strategy? Said, okay, we're gonna just have those two, Volskaya, this 18-minute protector can take the core. Or what was going through comms at those last minute?
Well, I made the call to put myself, Urel, and KT the protector, and a level 20 protector is very, very, very powerful. And with the new structure changes, I believe that a three hero defense can push away their 5-man push towards our core, and yeah.
Well, that did work out great for you. Sorry, Stoic. I'm sure you had more than just that.
No, it was impressive game knowledge for I. It was great control and shot calling there to say, okay, that's fine. They can take this keep, and they can take this fort. They can take this keep because this protector is going to end us the game. I thought that was quite impressive and surprised me, and I think it was a great ending to that game.
So, Iki, how long has your team been playing together?
We've been playing for 2 seasons now. 2 NGS seasons.
2 NGS seasons. As the same cohesive unit.
Yes.
So y'all have a lot of chemistry together. Y'all been playing a lot, and with a sweep, it's easy to see what you do well. What did you think your team did the best?
I think we just follow calls very precisely, and we're very good at chaining our CCs now, and we don't even have to talk to know what our allies are doing and when they're going to use their abilities, and I think that helps a lot.
So good. So comms are pretty smooth, and most of the time you don't even need them. So who does the shot calling?
I am the shot caller.
You're the shot caller. Well, and you did a great job. So the harder part to do when you win a sweep is, what do you think from this match your team needs to work on the most? What do you think you executed poorly? Words.
I think just the overall rotation, just to try to counter the enemy teams. That's always hard to do, and just having one person go to one specific thing and do one specific, like sending our solo laner just to get a camp like late game. Like, we're trying to work on, like, they should know how to do that, and we should know like all the basics and stuff like that.
Okay. So a little bit of mechanical practice,
Yes.
probably take care of that. Fantastic.
Mostly the micro.
The micro specifically. Okay.
Yes.
It seemed like your macro overall was pretty good. Y'all kept presence up, at least until the late game, where presence usually takes care of itself for the most part, but can get a little bit of help. I have a question from chat. What rank are most of you guys? I know this is a division, so there's a cap, but yeah, what rank are you guys?
Each individually?
Roughly, like
Uh, I think we average around mid diamond,
mid
low
diamond.
diamond.
Okay, are any
Mhm.
of you masters?
I'm the only master.
Oh, okay. Well, that probably has something to do with your shot calling, huh?
Mhm.
Is there anything that you want to share with us about your team or the game or the match? Something that should be addressed?
Well, we like to party.
Yeah, it is party time after all, and y'all did sweep. That warrants a party. Just don't party too hard, all right?
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a good evening.
Excellent work. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right. Let me get you back, Stoic. So I did misspeak during that. ReGen Phoenix picked the map, not Party Time. That was no, Party Time picked that map, right? Because ReGen Phoenix took first pick. I have all my stuff indicated wrong. I'm good at this, I promise.
You're fine.
Yes, ReGen Phoenix had first pick, and Party Time picked the map. So coming out of that, what what a sweep! I think it would be great to see a third game, but at the same time, seeing these sweeps is really proving it interesting to see the dynamics in the divisions themselves.
Yeah, something I think is so interesting here is while this was a 2-0 sweep, I really think that the games are a lot closer than the numbers show. I mean, if you think about both of these games, ReGen Phoenix lost to Winions when they had the advantage and they were pushing down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about the second game, I mean, they had the great call to say, hey, we can get the fort, we can get the keep. I think losing ETC in that top lane kind of threw the strategy off. But I think these were two really close games that both just slightly went to...
They just tipped over.
Yeah, there was the slight tipping that pushed it to Party Time.
I think it's interesting that you bring that up, because one of the things that I've noticed about Heroes of the Storm, especially in more recent months, because they've been trying really hard to prevent early snowballing, because if everything snowballs, then late game teams don't have a chance. So they've made it easier and easier to defend. And so we see these really close games that have just been, well, it's easy to defend, and if you win a good fight, you can come back. These tower changes being part of that. When you get an early lead in map control, these players at this diamond and higher level, even the plat players we have in NGS, they can they take just that little bit of lead, whether it's a tower down in a lane, just a tower advantage, not even the fort. The way they're able to turn that into a huge XP lead or a bigger structure lead has a lot of impact on the rest of the game, especially when it's in the off lane from objectives.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I think that Defender's advantage has become so much bigger because of this Nexus anomaly, so that if you can take out structures between objectives, those objectives become much more impactful. I mean, this Volskaya game definitely wasn't like that, because when the third objective started, it was 6-6. But in most of these games, I have noticed that as well, that we're looking at the situation where that one tower going down is such a big impact, or that little wall damage really comes back later to be really impactful.
It does. Any damage that you can get out early is damage that you don't have to do later, and that is being very prevalent. So that's been ReGen Phoenix and Party Time. But you and I are going to see each other in a little bit, though, aren't we?
We sure are. I'm excited for some Heroic Division.
We are going to be casting Heroic Division Quarantine versus Anti-Clown Association. That is in about 90 minutes. So I'm going to send you guys over, if I can figure it out again in a second. I'm going to send you guys over to watch Murda casting Nanoed Abba and Soak every lane for a little bit. That's a Division B match, and you should be able to get the entire match by the time we come back. Definitely give us a follow if you want to check out our next match. You'll get that notification when we go live, or just keep it right here, watch through the host, and we'll be back with the Heroic game. So even better teams, in theory, according to ranking, and that's it. I'm not going to slam on anyone because I haven't seen everyone play against each other. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time in the Nexus. I mean, in 90 minutes. I think next time in the Nexus might be trademarked by Kevin. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stoic, for hanging out.
Pleasure being here.
And I can't find the channel, so we're still here. Oh, Lord. Let's see.
Here's where we like to be.
Yeah, here's where we like to be. But definitely also fill out the caster review form so that I can get better and Stoic can get better, and also so we know what we can keep doing great for you guys. All right, I found Murda they're getting ready to play.